Guys, so today I'm going to do a video because my friend Rob Stewart was so awesome and sent me a couple of bottles of his hot sauce, Rob's Revenge. So I appreciate that. One beautiful thing about moving back to the States and having Lil Pepper Pants transfer to the U.S. is that we can get gifts in the mail. So anybody else that wants to send us stuff, feel free. Make a comment. I'll send you our address and you can just start shipping us gifts. Anyhow, Rob, thank you so much. So what he's given me is his habanero sauce, Rob's Revenge habanero sauce. And he's got some interesting ingredients in it that I'll read to you in a second that will separate it from other regular habanero sauces. And then his famous Reaper sauce. So I'm sure by now you've heard of a Carolina Reaper, super hot pepper. Was the hottest pepper in the world until Pepper X came along and wiped it out, but still plenty hot. So I expect this one to be pretty hot. So let's see. Let me get out my old man readers. See what we got here. All right. So we've got, it's usual suspects of habanero peppers in a habanero sauce. But he's got some mango in there, some onion, some minced garlic, ginger, pomegranate, and lime, which I really like that for dropping the pH. Rob's really clever about not using vinegars. I know he's an anti-vinegary sauce guy, so I think he's done probably a good job of balancing that flavor. We'll see with using citrus and some acidic fruits. So that's pretty cool. He's got some vegetable oil, some salt, some cumin, which cumin is an interesting one. I don't have too many hot sauces themselves that have cumin in it. Now, obviously, it's added to curries and things like that quite a bit. Barbecue sauce is a big ingredient with cumin in it. But it'll be interesting to taste that in here. Rob did send me some sauce. It's probably been about, I don't know, a year and a half, 2 years, way back when. It was a Trinidad-based sauce, and I do remember it was very cuminy, so we'll see how this matches up today. But so that's going to be an interesting one. And then his Reaper. From the back of him, he's got Carolina Reaper, obviously. He's got his mango, his pomegranate in there, so he's doing, similar acidic and fruity deal, and then a lot of the same ingredients in this one as well, but I am certain this does not taste the same as this, strictly because the peppers are significantly different. So a habanero pepper is typically bright, they're hot for sure, especially to most people, but they're usually bright and really, really fruity, with kind of, for me anyways, I get that heat initially in the front of the tongue. Maybe it grows a little bit, but it's, you know what you're getting when you eat a habanero. With the Reapers, I find it's got you can taste the capsaicin and smell the capsaicin a lot more. And what happens is, for me, it's a slow build, back of the tongue, you breathe it in down, and then you breathe it back. And my wife actually calls it backdraft. But you actually sort of breathe the fire back up again. So it's if you've never had Carolina Reaper, once you do, you will definitely know that it's different than other peppers. Now, ghost pepper does have a similar sort of reaction to the Trinidad Marugas. I'm sure the Pepper X. There's quite the Naga Vipers. All of those have that significant capsaicin flavor because there's so much capsaicin in it. But the nice thing about a Reaper is that it is a nice bright pepper when you get past the heat. It's got a killer flavor. So these are awesome choices for peppers, and I want to see how the sauces do. So if it gets to be a little too hot, I do have my unlabeled beer. Well, it's actually labeled with our new K-Town Killer label, but I figured that for copyright reasons, I had to cover up which beer I'm using as my refresher. So anyhow, so let's dig into this one. I'll try to come up with some food ideas of what we can use. Let's see. Oh, it smells really good. You can definitely smell the cumin right out of the gate there, which is a pretty potent scent. So I'm sure that once it's tasted, all the flavors are going to blend together, but you can definitely smell it coming out of the bottle there. So let's do this. All right. So it pours really nicely. It's not a really thin sauce, but it does have a good consistency. You're definitely not going to overdo it accidentally, which I think is a big plus, because that definitely ruins food if you don't intend to do a bunch of hot sauce, and then as it comes out, you do too much hot sauce. So anyhow, that's what it looks like. It's got a good color to it. Let's see what we got here. Definitely can taste the mango in there. It's got a citrus flavor to it. I'm sure that the pomegranate and lime together probably do that citrusy, and then the mango is mango. Go figure. So it's good. You can definitely taste the cumin. It's got kind of that Indian taste to it. but not overpowering. So I think I would use that. I'm trying to think of what would come to mind. I would definitely do it on like a chicken sandwich, either broiled or grilled or fried. Definitely would be good. I would dip vegetables in this. I would do celery and carrots and just have that on the side and just dip in there and munch away on that for sure. Fish for sure. Or if you even did, a little bit more Indian style stuff like goat or lamb, I'm sure that would be awesome. It's not an Indian sauce, so don't get me wrong there. But because of that cumin flavor, it definitely, your brain or my brain associates it with those types of foods. So it's good, but I really like the citrusy bright mixed in with it because it makes it an interesting sauce. So that's a good one. So I'll have to experiment with different things and decide what I like best on. So it's got some heat to it. It's not extremely hot. You're not going to run the risk of overdoing it with this one unless your tolerance is very, very low, or B, you use a lot of it. But it's got the habanero heat. It's good. It's bright with an interesting twist on it. So yeah, that one, I definitely like that. And I really like the way it smells. I really like that scent of the cumin when it comes out because it kind of wakes you up right away, gets those senses going, and then you know that food's coming. So cool. All right, now I'm looking forward to this one. I'm a big pepper fan, obviously. I don't really want to murder food with sauce, but if I know what I'm doing and I know what I'm in for, then I'm going hot. So let's see what we got with this guy, the old Reaper sauce. And there's we do a Reaper sauce, but there are some Reaper sauces and some ghost pepper sauces out there that are not hot at all, and they do it just for the marketing of it, I would say. So I'm hoping that Rob has not done that, but I assume, knowing his character, that he has committed to a good hot Reaper sauce. So let's see what we've got here. Maybe I will take a swig of this just because, cast break or whatever. All right, so let's dig into this puppy. Consistency is a little bit thinner, not much, but a little bit, it seems like. Pours wonderfully, though. Again, I wouldn't worry about accidentally overdoing it. Depending on how hot it is, I would imagine that you can control your pour at least. So here's what I'm going with. Smells, you can smell the cumin still, but not nearly as potent. And I do smell the pepper. I do smell capsaicin. So I may be in trouble. We'll see. Okay. It's hot. And it's going to build. So I can tell right away. I breathe that capsaicin in. I can tell immediately that it's a hotter sauce. I don't know, my color palette on my face is changing to red, but I definitely feel like my eyes are watering a little bit. I wouldn't say it's deadly. I've definitely had hotter sauces, but it's got that heat. And I think you can see the granules of pepper in there. So I imagine that depending on how many of those end up on your tongue, that will change how hot your body thinks it is. But this one, is definitely a different sauce. So this is a lot more what I would call like a traditional hot sauce. It seems like the flavor, you got a lot of heat to it, but there's definitely depth. You got the garlic and the onion and the mango, and you can taste a lot of that in there. But this is much more of a traditional hot sauce. And, if you are not used to super hot sauces, the heat is going to take over at least until you get used to it, because it's definitely got that back of the throat heat going on there. So, but what would I use this on? I can taste the fruitiness of it, which is awesome. I can definitely taste the heat. I can taste all of the good spices of the garlic and the onion and all that kind of stuff in there. So I would think, depending on how masochistic you are, you could douse your wings in this. Would be awesome. A chicken sandwich obviously would be really good. Throw it in a chili, just to spice it up a little bit so you wouldn't overdo it would be awesome. Anything you would do hot sauce on, this is totally going to work with. You can do fish and all that. But this, I kind of think I'd mix this in with some barbecue sauce maybe, or maybe drizzled on top of some ribs that have been pre-cooked in barbecue sauce. Because it's definitely a good all-arounder hot sauce, it seems like, from this initial taste test. So I think it's good. Rob, you've done a great job. These are both excellent sauces. This one I would have to pick and choose a little bit more of what I would use it on, but I think it would absolutely make that food better. And this one, I think the bottle will probably be gone, I don't know, not by the end of the day, but shortly thereafter. So well done. If you guys are looking for hot sauce, Rob is out of Canada. Rob's Revenge, as you can see. Look him up. Give him a call. Shoot him an email. Buy some sauce, because I think that you will enjoy either one of these or any of them that you get from him, I'd imagine. But either one of these are highly usable sauces. So enjoy. Call up Rob's Revenge. Get some sauce.